Yeah, hi, can you hear me? Yeah. I'm really glad to see you all here. And you know that you are a special group for us because it is absolutely paramount that you gain this experience of becoming international managers and of studying at one of our partner universities. We realized that last time not all of you could take part in the webinar and ask questions and understand, how like what steps you have to take in order to go through the contest and be nominated for the program. So today, Alena is going to introduce you into the whole process of joining the program. After that, she will be happy to answer all the questions. And I'll be there. So if you also have any questions at the end of the session for me, I'll be happy to answer them. Otherwise, I wish you all good luck. And I really hope that you are ready to go on this adventure and become, like truly international students who study in different universities and travel all around the world. So, Alena.
Thank you, Maria, for presenting. I would like to start with a brief introduction of what we will go through today's webinar. So first of all, it will take around 1.5 hours of maybe 2 hours, and the first part will be the part from International Office, where we will tell you all about the documents, the application procedure, the scholarships, and things like that. And then during the second part, we have a small surprise for you. So we invited 3 students. 2 of them will present you with their projects that they did after they went on exchange. And then another student will connect right from ESCP Business School from Paris, and you will be able to hear the true story of success and, ask any questions that you have. And before we begin, I have a question for you. So those who would like to apply for this spring semester, are you ready? Do you have all your documents prepared? How are you guys? Do you have anything for application before 24th of September? Don't be shy. Working on it, okay? In process. We control the situation. That's very nice to hear. Okay, right. And any of you, are there any students who would like to apply for next year, for the fall semester? This is important for me so that I know what to tell you during the webinar. Yes? Okay. Yes. All right. All right. Well, then I think, sorry those who already heard everything, but I will have to start from the beginning and explain one more time how you apply for an exchange program. For Master in International Management students, we have 2 options. So the first option is an exchange program. An exchange program is when you go abroad for 1 semester. So it can be from 4 to 6 months, and you will study the courses at the partner university and receive a transcript of records, which is an official document. When you come back, you give this transcript to your study office and your credits will be transferred. So that makes you an exchange student who completed your mobility program successfully. And then there is another option. It is a double degree program. Double degree program is different because not only you will receive a second diploma, so from the partner university, you will also be studying for 1 complete full year, which is a long time, and it obviously takes a little bit of more, preparation and careful consideration of the opportunities and programs. So to begin with, I will start the demonstration. Okay, let me see. Okay, so now you see the website of the Graduate School of Business, the main page, and not all of you know where to find us. So I will show you that you go to the International Office website from this main page. It's in the section of International Relations, and that's how you get to our webpage. This is the website that contains all information. So if you would like to have a meeting with us prior to that, just consult with the website. Maybe there are answers to your questions already. I will start with the left side. This is our orange banner, and you have all of the contacts of our office. So if you would like to call us, this is the number to call, and that is our email. So outgoing.gsb. This is where you can write any of your questions, issues, anything. We also have a group in Vkontakte and the Telegram channel. So you, if you prefer to maybe follow the news feed from your phone, this is good opportunity for you to be the first to know about our news and announcements, and maybe some exams, or we sometimes post the recordings of our previous webinars here. Then we also have a YouTube channel that's for those who would like to find out more about students' reviews and feedback. So you can just click and watch. And then if you would like to meet us in Zoom, that is the page for you. So you just follow the calendar, just book the meeting whenever is comfortable for you. Okay, so first of all, the deadline for this spring semester application, 24th of September. It goes for simple exchange program for a semester and for a double degree program with ESCP, that is in France, and HHL Leipzig, which is in Germany. So please apply before that date. Otherwise, we will not consider your application. And just one more thing that I wanted to say. I do realize that a lot of you have difficulties with maybe some of the documents. It is best that you write to us in advance, and tell us about your situation, and then we can consider it. Maybe some, to postpone the deadline a little bit. If you don't warn us, then I'm sorry, we cannot help you. So just mind that we are very strict in that, in the terms of deadline. Okay, well, you can apply for 3 partner universities for exchange program, and you can choose 2 universities for a double degree program. Let's just talk a little bit about exchange programs. I will try to be as brief as possible, but if you have any questions, please put them in the chat box, or when I finish, you can just put a hand and ask your question out loud. That's okay. The first thing, and probably very important, is for you to download the matrix. So as you can see, this is something that we prepared for all programs at GSB, but I think it's still convenient for you. So you're looking at Master in Management program, and then if the university is ticked in our box, so this is an explication that this university has courses that are suitable for your program. If you see the gray zone, for example, there are some universities in Germany that are great. That means that this university is probably not ideal, and you will have to prepare additional well, it is called a preliminary study plan. This is a table where you put all of your courses and then match them with the ones at HSE and talk to your study office in order to approve this. Otherwise, we really don't recommend you to apply to the universities that are in black because, well, you will not be able to find any courses that will match your program, unfortunately. So when you carefully studied this, you probably chose around 2, 3, maybe 4, 5 options, and you will still need to carefully look at the card of the university. We specifically prepared that information for every single university that we have, and we have more than 40 partners, which is amazing, and we're growing every year. So, for example, let's take something that is good for Master in International Management. Well, let's maybe take ESCP Business School. So again, please check that the field corresponds to yours, that it says not logistics or business informatics or bachelor's, you know, just this simple check. Then about languages. We will talk about it later, how to confirm your level, but most of our programs are in English, and you have to have at least B2 level, and then a proof of your language proficiency. So maybe some universities will ask you for a C1 level, but it's very rare. So if you have a B2 level, that is more than enough. Then this one means the number of students who we can nominate to this university, so the number of students we select every semester. Then some universities publish the website links for their academic calendar and courses and other important and useful information. So you can study it either on their website or, you know, open their fact sheet. Study it carefully because sometimes they have very, very important information about the hours, ECTS credits, prerequisites, you know, something that is important to know maybe about language requirements. Do they need IELTS? Do they accept other proof? Well, things like that. And then you can also study what kind of documents the university itself will ask you at a later stage. So for now, you are participating in an internal competition of Higher School of Economics. We have agreements with all of these partner universities, and what we do, we select you and we nominate you. And then if you were selected, partner university will ask you to apply. And when you are applying, you are downloading well, their forms and some learning agreements and, you know, other documents. And then you also upload your CV, your transcripts, your proof of proficiency, your copy of passport and things like that. And then they will accept you to this program, and you will receive your letter of acceptance, which is a final stage. So when you receive your letter of acceptance, congratulations, you're going abroad to study. But before that, mind that you will need to carefully consider the courses. Do they match? Do they not match? And, well, maybe calculate your budget and do a lot of other preparations. You can do that, by the way, on a website which is called Numbeo. You may type in the city. Well, for example, let's say it's Paris. And then they calculate the approximate costs of transportation, for example. What else? Rent, prices in Paris. Well, this is something for you just to consider. Of course, we do not ask you to only look at this website. You may have your own resources. This is absolutely fine. But just consider that you will have to think about your budget as well, because an exchange program or a double degree program, they imply some costs. As an exchange student, you do not pay the tuition fee at the partner university, but everything additional, extra, such as flight tickets, accommodation, insurance, visa, and additional costs for, I don't know, books and things like that, that is for a student to pay on their own. We, of course, have financial support, and I will talk about it a little bit later. But I was just hoping that you would still consider that you need to calculate and carefully think about your budget. All right. So when you went through your choices, your priorities, and decided that you're ready to apply, so what you do, you will need to collect all 6 documents in one PDF file. So we just go to the web page for prospective students, 6 steps to mobility program. We're going to step 3, prepare your package of documents. I receive a lot of questions about how to fill in this document. This is a request for a mobility program. Okay, so we ask you to fill in the right corner of the blank. So you should put in your name, your faculty, your educational program, year and level. This is a request for international office and a study office to consider your participation in an exchange program. Here there are 3 options that you put. You need to display the name of the educational institution, city, country, and this one from to. What is this? Those are the dates of the semester. How to fill in this academic semester dates, that is explained in the academic calendar. So for example, you go on the website to the catalog and you open the card of the university you're interested in, then you find academic calendar. Now see fact sheet. You open the fact sheet. Okay, now you need to find the dates for the spring semester. So if you're planning to go in the fall semester, you're looking for a fall semester. If you're going in spring semester, you're looking for the spring semester dates. So let's see. And by the way, sometimes partner universities have different names for the semesters. They are called winter and summer semesters in Germany and Austria, so be careful. Obviously the one that starts in October to January, that is going to be the fall semester, and from February to June is going to be the spring semester. Okay, now that you know the dates, let's go back to our request. So that is where you will put from February to, what was that, July? Well, you can be specific and put the exact date, or you can be a little bit more brief and just put the month in here. This is okay at this stage. Then you date the document, sign the document, put the name, and now this side below is to be filled by the study office only, so please do not touch this part. This is for your study manager to fill in, and then your academic director will sign the document. Those students who are planning to participate in an exchange this spring, I understand that you do not have the ranking. This is okay. So do not worry that you will see a number something like 0 in here. This is okay. We were selecting students before and last year, and we will not select you based on your ranking, but based on your portfolio. But still, your study manager and your academic director need to sign the document, because that means for us that they're giving their consent to send you on an exchange. This is very important. That means you do not have any failed subjects and you may go. All right. Now, proof of English proficiency. This is another tricky one because this Friday we will have an exam, our internal exam, IELTS based, specifically for students who would like to participate in exchange. And the registration was closed very early. We had so many requests that we were just forced to close it. If you still would like to write an exam and you do not have any other certificates and absolutely no other opportunity to prove your English proficiency, please email us and we will add you to an additional list. So we will still allow you to write this exam. And again, this is important because I know you're studying at a program completely in English. I understand that you have a good command of English, but the partner university does not know that. The only thing they know is that you're coming from Russia, which for them sometimes means that you don't really know English that well. So they will need a proof. And in order to obtain that proof, we are usually issuing our certificates or help students in some other ways, like recommending them courses and things like that. So just think about it, and then if you don't have IELTS or TOEFL, if you, well, I don't know, maybe some of you studied in HEC University before when they were bachelors, and then maybe you have results of an independent English exam based on IELTS. That is okay, we accept that. If you did not study at HEC, obviously, and if you don't have an official certificate, the only way for you to have a proof is either to sign for IELTS, TOEFL, or Lingua Skill test. Well, I don't remember how much it costs, but well, it's not free of charge. And it takes around maybe 2 weeks to have your results back. So if you would like to pass an official exam, I'm afraid you will not be able to do it before our deadline. So you can consider it doing now and then participate in the next competition, which will be in February. And then you can go on, well, September or October in an exchange program. So that will be okay. And like I said, if you cannot well, find any other way to have a proof of your English proficiency, please email us and we will add you to the list for our exam on Friday, 17th of September. The next document is a motivation letter. As you can see, we do not have a template here because it is a very individual document, but still we receive a lot of questions what to write down. Obviously, it must be in English, and 500 words is a very approximate number, so that means you can write about 1 or 2 pages. Think about how you structure your motivation letter. So normally it's not just full text, but you know, it's a structure of 3 paragraphs where you put your, you know, intro, your body part, where you write down why you would like to go on an exchange, why does this university have to accept you on a program, what will you benefit, well, things like that. So you can maybe Google a few templates, and just our recommendation is to write down everything that is about your academics, your well, priorities of the universities, and basically a clear explanation of why you should be the one to go study abroad. Recommendation letter. I heard that not many of you met your professors yet, which might be a bit problematic. So in that case, we have an exceptional suggestion for you to use the recommendation letters from your previous place of studies, from your bachelor's. I really hope that you can still talk to your previous professors and ask them for a recommendation. If not, then I'm afraid somehow you will have to connect with your current professors here at HEC University and tell them that you would like to go on an exchange, that you are planning to apply now or in winter time, and just if they are asking you for a template, basically your professor is writing down your characteristics. So this is something about what skills you have, what strong weak points you have, and things like that. How long have the professor known you, and how you were dealing with the course and the projects and things like that. So basically, this is an outline that you were an amazing student, and then the professor recommends you to participate in an exchange or double degree program. Some of you asked me, what if you provide this recommendation letter from work? Sometimes it is okay, and the partner university usually accepts 2 recommendation letters, one academic and one from work. I personally saw a few recommendation letters from work, but still, please try to obtain at least 1 recommendation letter from the professor. This is kind of important. Okay, again, guys, if you have any questions, please drop them in a chat. I will answer at the end of the presentation. Then your CV. You may use our template, you may use yours. It's really up to you. I will just quickly show what to do with this template. So it's a Europass template, but it was made for a job application. So obviously you can edit it any way you want. So you just write down that this is an application for an exchange program, and that's it. So please don't write anything else. Work experience, well, if you had any internship or a job, so you can put it down. If not, just delete it. Education and training, that's where you put your bachelor degree and the university. Personal skills, languages, I think this is pretty straightforward. Communication skills, managerial skills, job-related skills. Well, if you would like, you can fill in the part with the skills in details, but this is not the most important thing that we're looking at. The most important thing is this one, actually. This is additional information about you, and this is where you put everything that is connected with extracurricular activities. So anything that is about publications, presentations, projects, conferences, seminars, etc., etc., etc. So this is something that you can tell us about you being an active student, being a part of Graduate School of Business or a part of Higher School of Economics. So that just means that you really looking into participating in just more than going on your lectures, and that is a very good sign for us that you will get a lot of points for that during the selection process. Okay, and the last document is called an estimate of expenses. Remember I told you at the beginning about your budget, so this is where you put your costs. then yes, you may still edit the document, but we really don't recommend you to do it. If you would like to delete something, that's okay, but don't add up. So we don't look for anything else than is written here. So normally, if you will be passing any exam that's, well, you may put it here or delete this section. The insurance, the travel expenses, so that's the flight costs and visa expenses. That is something very basic. And in this part, monthly expenses, this is something that you can actually read in the international students brochure. Usually they give you a specific amount that you will need as an international exchange student, and normally that will amount to, I don't know, well, something like 700 euros for rent, and then maybe 400 euros per month for everything else. But then again, everybody lives, well, everybody has their own taste, I would say. So some of you would like to go to a restaurant, and some of you would like to go to the food court. I don't know how you will choose and decide to spend abroad, but we just would like you to calculate this in rubles, or you may calculate it in euros or in dollars. I don't know. That is up to you. But still, please don't forget to sign and date the document. And when you're finished with all of these, another important thing is to name your file correctly. Sometimes we receive files and they're so random that we don't understand what it concerns and what is it about. So please name your file with your full name, and you can put your program name as well. Create an individual PDF file for each university you're applying to. So if you're applying to 3 universities, you will need 3 separate PDF files. And last thing that I wanted to say here is that when you are collecting documents, if we talk about the request, you collect just one. If we talk about proof of English proficiency, just one. Motivation letter, it is best that you write 3 motivation letters. So 1 letter for each university. If you're applying to 2 universities, then 2 motivation letters. Recommendation letter, just 1. CV, obviously just 1. Estimate of expenses, 1 for each university. So again, depending on where you're applying to, even if it is in the same country, well, for example, 2 different universities, but in the same country, please still make different estimate of expenses. And then number 7, preliminary study plan. This is a very, very optional document. So if you're choosing university that is gray in the matrix of correspondence, you will need to do a course table. Please study our website here that is called Algorithm for Preparing a Preliminary Study Plan. You can download an Excel table and fill in the gaps. This is a template, so you don't have to make your own. Just fill in all of the details about every university. There are 3 tabs in here. And when you're finished, send it to your manager. Okay. About the courses, remember I was talking a lot that it is very important for you to have a good match of the courses. So we also recommend you to look at the catalog carefully in terms of the following parameters. So look at the title of the course, look at the content. So obviously there will not be a 100% match, but at least 75% must be. Learning outcomes, so this is what every single catalog has at HEC, and at the partner university you will be able to read the description and then do the matching. If that is at least a 75% match, that is okay for us. Look at the CDS credits. If the number of ECDS credits does not match, you probably have to find additional courses or change this course, because if a course contains fewer credits than at HEC University, it will not be approved, so be careful. And then when you're finished and you still did not find anything that corresponds, there is an alternative option to find a course online, for example, on Coursera. But be careful, because sometimes it is not a good option, and especially if we talk about your study plan that has only Coursera in it, this is something that probably will not be approved. So try to do your research carefully, and that will help you have a good study plan and well, increase your chances to go on mobility. If you would like to see where you can find the course curricula. So this is the link for Master in International Management, and that is where you can download your study plan and see in details what courses you have. You will have to look at the basic courses and at the electives, and then find the corresponding courses at the partner university. Good news, if you selected the university that is in the matrix of correspondence white and works out perfectly, you do not have to prepare it right now. So only when you complete your application and when you are selected and nominated, then you will need to prepare such a table. So in maybe you will have 2 or 3 weeks after the nomination. And the last step is your application. So upload your documents online. This is the form. It's pretty basic, but just one thing that I wanted to mention about the questions that I received, 10, 11, 12, and 13. This is about your ranking. We ask you to do as in the request signed by the study office. So if they put the dash, please put the same. If they put 0, please put the same. I understand this is very confusing, but like I mentioned before, we will look at your portfolio. So when we talk about the next year, the fall semester, then you will have your ranking, and then, well, it's a different story. Well, you will probably have something like this, or well, depends. Select your files for every university, and then point 20 and 21, you may select a university of a 4th and 5th priority. This is for us like a backup, because sometimes, unfortunately, no matter how much your portfolio stands out and no matter how much we want to nominate you, there is just no possibility to do that, because maybe there were just 2 places or just 1 place and we couldn't nominate you. So we will consider your additional options and see if we can nominate you there. So don't prepare the documents for them just now. We will only come to these points if you were not selected at any university that you chose before. Additional information. That is for students who would like to say something like, I would like to go to a double degree program more than to an exchange program, or if you want to say something extra, if maybe you want us to put our attention to some point in your portfolio. I don't know, whatever you think is relevant, you can put here. And then you also can apply for the scholarship just with the application for the mobility program at the same time. Please mind that students who are applying for an exchange are applicable for the scholarship. Students who are applying for the double degree program unfortunately cannot apply for the scholarship because they already have really good discounts at the partner universities, and the double degree programs are always tuition fee based. So I think we can stop here. So this is all about the documents and the application process. Reminder, do it before 24th of September. And just a quick word about the scholarship. They amount to this 3 options depending on the country. And if you want to participate, I think, I'm sorry, guys, I think it was not updated. I see. Okay, please just follow the rules that, first of all, you have to demonstrate high academic performance. So the scholarship applications will be considered after the competition is finished. So when we know how many students were accepted for an exchange program, then we will start selection process for the scholarships. By then you will have your grades, and only students who have grade above 8 will be applicable. The second rule for receiving a scholarship is to have an academic achievements and to take an active part in the faculty life. That means that you have to show that you were participating in different events, challenges, competitions, round tables, conferences, publications, things like that. So we have a more detailed list actually on our Russian version of the website. So if you go on the Russian website, you will see the criteria for the extracurricular activities, and we will translate this file as soon as possible for our international students, but I will just show you what it looks like. So you may receive extra points for your sport achievements, for the international events and case championships, for being active student in well, your program. So what you can do, you can take projects, you can be a volunteer, you can, well, it's whatever goes. Maybe you could do an Instagram channel and write a blog or something. So whatever goes. And also your achievements in terms of academics, that if you have any publications or if you are preparing your publication to be submitted in any journal, so this is also okay. And in order to receive the scholarship, please apply. Then if you have any additional questions, we can do it on an individual basis, because the scholarships will be allocated to you before the new year, and it's a little bit too early to talk about the possibilities of receiving such a scholarship, but still we have around 10 or 15 scholarships for our exchange students, which is well, not too much, not too little, but we're hoping to extend the budget. Okay, so that is pretty much what I wanted to tell you. And I think this is the end of our official part. If you have any questions, I am ready to look at them now. And I also wanted to ask if right now there is either Alina Tulikova or Alexander Sherstov or Елизавета Batalova present. Please let me know if you are here.
Yeah, we're here.
Great, amazing. So can you start preparing your presentation while I'm looking at the questions?
And
Yeah,
I'm
try.
sorry, could you please start the presentation, put it at the screen, because of I'm talking from the mobile phone, so I'm not able to start it.
Okay, just a moment. Where should I find it?
In your email, so we sent
Oh,
it
in my
already.
email. Okay, just a moment.
Okay, thank you.
Um, okay.
Okay, so could I start?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. I'll tell you if I'll need to show us the next slide. Hello, guys. My name is Alexander. I was a student in Higher School of Economics a year ago. So me and my team was prepared. You can see my team here. This platform for the students that are going to international mobility or that came to the Higher School of Economics for international mobility too. I'll try to be short because I wasn't ready to speak in English to present this project in English, but I believe that you understand the main idea of this platform. So when you go to the mobility, you have lots of problems. So you don't know where to live, you don't know where to eat, you don't know with whom you can speak about your problems that you have at the point. You don't know how to take a visa card or something else. So our project is an international platform where you can find people who have already been in international mobility in your country, and if you are lucky, in your city. It's as I said before, just a social web. It's something similar to Contacte or Facebook. The main difference is that there are only people who have been at mobility sometimes. You can find their experience, their main ideas, the year when they were at this mobility, at their mobility, and plus that you can find some contacts of these people, the links to their profiles in social webs, their telephone numbers, their emails, their messengers, and so if you have any questions, you can try to contact with them, to get in touch with them. As we can see, by the statistics, the persons who have registered at this social web, they are really friendly and they are ready to help you in each question that you'll have. So if you want to have a profile at this social web, you can write to me at my email, or you can try to write Alona, and I'll give you a link so you could create your account at our social web. Plus to that, guys, if it is not difficult for you, please register at the social web and make your profile there for the next students who will go at the same universities or countries where you're going now. So it's really helpful in the future. Thank you very much. Any questions? I'm ready to answer them.
Thank you very much, Alexander. If you could just briefly tell, would you recommend students to go on an exchange program because you went and you went there twice? So maybe a little bit of your opinion about that.
Here are students who, some of them have never been at in mobility, yes, at mobility.
Yes, because these students are studying on a master's level at Master International Management, and that's their first year.
Okay, so guys, if you go to the mobility, it would be the greatest experience in your life. You could believe me. So I was at mobility twice, as Alona said. I was in Wien, I was in Turku in Finland, and it was a great time. There was a COVID at the time when I were here, but it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a big problem while I was studying there. I had a lot of new connections. I mean, new friends, new people that I know. I have a lot of new knowledges, and so when I was at mobility, I was a bachelor. So the programs that professors in mobility gave to us, the knowledge that they gave to us, now I can find at master's degree in higher school of economics. So you'll you'll find the knowledge that's the most actual for nowadays life, and the most actual for the Europe. Yes, and so I wish you good luck, and I believe that everybody will try to get to the mobility, and everybody will have this time great.
Thank you. Guys, do you have any questions to Alexander and his team? No questions?
No.
Okay. No questions? Okay, thank you guys, and please,
Okay, thank you.
Yes, register please at this platform. It's really important for the future students, please.
Okay, thank you. Bye. Right, so Alina, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear
Great.
me? Can you see
Yes,
me?
yes.
Yeah, that's great. So first of all, thanks to Alexander. That is a really great platform, I believe, and I will definitely register. And now I'll share my presentation.
Alina, would you like me to open the presentation on my computer?
Oh, yeah, let's do it then. If it's...
Yeah, just let me find it. Okay.
Okay, thank you. So I apologize that my presentation is in Russian, but if you have some particular questions, I'll be ready to answer one-to-one for those who don't speak Russian. So first of all, hi to everyone. My name is Alina, and tomorrow I'm finishing a higher school of economics. And this year I went for mobility to Lausanne, and that was already my second mobility. And well, for sure, that was one of the greatest times in my life. So today I'd like to share some of my experience with you and to give some pieces of advice and to tell you about my project for students, which will help to learn and practice languages. So my first mobility was in 2016 in Germany, and this year I went to Switzerland. So I put some pictures, but actually the main idea is that maybe you can notice that all of these pictures are full of people. So I'd like to deliver that message to you that your mobility is rather not about getting like particular knowledge, which is also true, but it's about people. It's about your experience. You will widen your horizons. You will meet a lot of new, super interesting people. And I hope that they will stay in your life. Yeah, we can go to the next slide, but there are some buts. So you will have super interesting studies. I'm pretty sure that there will be a lot of interesting courses in the universities and they will be all appealing. You will be able to travel a lot and to improve language, maybe to learn a new one, to network, maybe to get new purpose in life and to get new values, and sure, to party a lot. So your world will not be like it was before. And I promise you that will be one of your happiest times. This will be unforgettable. And everyone says that, not only me. But for that, so we can go to the next slide. I believe that for that, you will need to prepare a little bit and to do your homework. So what I think and what I experienced for those two mobilities, it's written here, so I'll translate now. Guys, please choose courses which you really like and which you will be able to pass without problems. Because for me, all of the courses were super appealing. So I'm studying marketing and advertising, but I went to Lausanne, so it's in Switzerland, which is well known for financial courses. So sure, I was so excited to take these financial courses and to start to learn mathematics or something like that. But exchange is a little bit different. It brings you from your comfort zone. It brings you to like different situation, and you will have so much to do. So just try to enjoy this time. Sure, it's important to get new knowledge and to learn new things regarding studies, but you will have it anyway. So try to choose courses which are actually close and relevant to your studies, like as much as possible, and which will be interesting, first of all, to follow this period of your life with something you truly enjoy, but not remember that as like a hard working time. So then you will get to know a lot of people, but try to make some friends, because it's not possible to stay in touch with 100 people. Like sure, you will get to know maybe 300 people during that time, but try to make friends. That is a common mistake of people coming to exchange, because here we don't get to know that many people, but there we definitely get to know like tons of people. So just try to make friends and to maybe sometimes to say no to some parties, but rather to hang out with people you already know and to get closer to them, that you will have these connections for the entire life. And the next one, I understand that, oh no, the slide we stay here. Exchange can be quite expensive, but don't hesitate of spending money for traveling. That will put a lot of sense into this year or semester. You can rather decrease your expenses. I mean, maybe it sounds like a little bit weird, but for food, stop eating sweets, for example. That works, especially in such countries like Switzerland. And try to not buy new clothes. And then you can cover with this saved money a lot of other things, which actually will bring much more value to your life. So travel much more, as much as possible. Don't take a lot of stuff with you. That is a big problem for a lot of students. In the end of the semester, you want to travel and then you don't know where to put these things. And also remember that probably you will have only one room. So it's not like you will have an entire flat. Take only necessary things, but try to get to know what is there on place already. Maybe you don't have dishes, or you will not have pillow and blanket. That is a super common situation, because when I went to Germany, I didn't have a pillow and a blanket. So I had to sleep just without anything because I didn't know, and it was Sunday, so I couldn't buy it. Try to understand what you really need, and that can decrease your expenses as well, especially if you go to expensive country like Switzerland. That will save you maybe 300 euros or more. So try to connect more with foreigners. It's super cool to have Russian community, but only connecting to foreigners, you will actually broaden your horizons, and you can learn about new cultures and new mentalities. So your life will be more dynamic and diverse. And what I noticed about Russian people, that they really like to share some knowledge about Russia, and they do it that much that actually they don't ask anything about other cultures. So maybe if you avoid that, you can learn a lot about other cultures, and also you can make more friends while listening something interesting about other cultures. Although I also really like to share something about Russia. Try to improve your English before the trip, because remember that you will need to write academic papers, and it's not just about talking, but it's more serious. So you need to have appropriate style and etc. If there is another language like French or German, start learning it already here. That will help a lot, because I experienced it twice, firstly with German and then with French. Twice I started to learn a new language in the country, and that was pretty hard because I had to learn French already in French. So probably that would be much easier to start here. And also I wouldn't have had some problems. For example, I couldn't repair my lamp for the entire semester just because I couldn't explain that in French. Yeah, but that was okay. So try to put your priorities according to your wishes, and to understand what do you want. Do you want to study more and to broaden your knowledge? Or do you want to travel more? Do you want to make new hobbies, like to try new sports or something like that? Do you want to party? Or do you want to network? So everything is fine, but I really believe that you have to prioritize. So that was my mistake during my first, and I actually think second mobility, that I tried to do everything, but in the end, you cannot do everything. You have to choose, or to manage and organize your time really, really well. So yeah, that is my pieces of advice after my experience. And now I'd like to share with you some information about my service. So we can move to the next slide. I'm working on a startup. It's Go Native, and we have already launched our service. And you can already go and register and use it, and later I'll tell you how. So actually that is connected to my experience as well, because when I went for my first mobility, I had really bad English and I couldn't improve it before, and then I could learn English for like 2 months, and I thought, wow, that's great when you in the native, well, maybe not native, but when you're in the situation when you have to speak English, you just learn it so fast, just for like a couple of weeks. If I had such opportunity in Moscow, that would be so great. And another thing, that I tried to find job in Germany, but I couldn't because I didn't speak German. And I thought that would be so great if I had something. So that's how Go Native was born. We can move to the next slide. We created a project which connects native speakers, and we are all native speakers of some language, with people who want to learn this language, to practice. We meet people who are interested in practicing the language, and we offer an interesting place. So we call these people tutor and tutee. Tutor is a native speaker of a language, and tutee is a learner. So they can help each other. Tutor can earn a benefit like a ticket to a museum or a coffee or even some money, while speaking just his or her native language, mother tongue, and enjoy the time, sharing his or her culture and actually making new friends. And the learner doesn't need to pay to a native speaker teacher who is quite often pretty expensive, and also set some rules and etc., but can enjoy time with the students the same age, with the same interests, and to pay just a little, like coffee, ticket to a museum, or some amount of money. So we can go further. So yeah, that's how we connected foreign languages, communication, and deep diving into different cultures, motivation as money, tickets, or etc. And that's what is Go Native about. So we can go further. Yeah, so I already told you what both sides get. And the concept is like that you meet in the real life, so in the, not online. Sure, now it's possible online as well, but original idea that you can deep dive into the real situation, like you would go to a museum and to speak French, to talk about art. That's how you can use and practice this language, which maybe you have been learning for years in the real situation, but not leaving your country, or being already in a different country for our international students, but to learn Russian in this real atmosphere, real situation. We can go further. So here you can scan our QR code and to go directly to the website where you can register. Currently, we are looking for tutors, and you will be able to connect with international students and to help them. First of all, that is really nice and important for us to feel that we are helpful. And I worked as a tutor myself. And I can say that that is an amazing feeling when you can see the progress of a person, when you just spoke your language and you didn't put a lot of effort in that, you just spoke your language, that's it, and you could get some benefit for that, which is also pretty nice. So please, if you're interested in becoming a tutor for our service, contact me via Instagram or Telegram. I will be super happy to answer all of the questions. And you can register directly. So soon we will start sending updates and telling you about our events like online speaking clubs. And maybe soon we will make offline speaking clubs as well, where you can improve your English, German, or other languages. You can also become a moderator for speaking club. So guys, please, if you have any questions, you can ask me now, or you can contact me via Instagram, Telegram, and register on our platform. I believe that that will be helpful. So thank you everyone for attention. Now, are there any questions?
Thank you very much, Alina, for your presentation and for telling us about your project. I would like to wish you luck with it, and I really hope that we can make more and more students interested. I just have a very small question for you. Can you tell us, was it difficult for you to prepare your application here at Higher School of Economics at the moment of the competition?
I actually prepared it twice because I postponed my semester because of the COVID. So apparently it wasn't that hard. I don't really remember that now. So I took a look a little bit at your presentation. But it's just about starting. So all of the information available on the website, and you can find seriously everything you need on the website. And well, thankfully, we have really friendly and nice people in the international office, and they are always ready to answer everything. So I didn't have any problems. So I also applied for the scholarship and I prepared my portfolio, which wasn't that difficult because I prepared my portfolio for master's application, and I just added something what I got for this period. Well, between starting masters and this application, and yeah, that was pretty easy.
Okay. So any questions?
Nope.
No.
Okay. Okay, then good luck to everyone. And thank you.
Okay, thank you, Alina. Bye.
Bye.
All right. And now I would like to ask our next presenter to talk a little bit about his exchange program. Zafar, are you here? Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Nice to meet you all. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, excellent. So I'm very excited to meet you all. Then yeah, let's get started. Okay. So I'll be talking about exchange semester abroad. My name is Zafar, and I study in Master in International Management in MIM program of Graduate School of Business. And now I'm doing my exchange semester in HEC Paris. I've started my exchange semester like 2 weeks ago. So I will be using some information from the internet. So don't mind that, please.
Zafar,
okay.
I'm sorry. Are
Yep.
you presenting your screen at the moment?
Oh yes. Okay.
Because
now,
I don't think we see anything.
this one. Okay, just a second.
Mm-hmm.
How about now?
Uh-huh. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So now you see it. Okay, so I'm doing my exchange semester in HEC Paris, and I will follow this structure. HEC Paris, what kind of university is this, and the criteria I chose, I used in order to choose the university, and how the studies go here, and life at the campus, and life in Paris itself, culture, food, and everything related to studies in HEC. Just a second. I was at the campus, and another class is starting the lessons. I will move to the outside. Just give me a minute. Yep. Okay. So this is HEC. Most of you have already heard about this university. This is #1 business school in Europe, and it's located in a very, very beautiful place. You can see it's called Jouy en Josès. Everywhere around this place is like a farm or a forest. So everywhere you will see just grass, and you will have a chance to study in the to study in the middle of the nature. And here I would like to show you around. Just a second. Yeah. So this is a campus, as I mentioned. There are like all the color that you can see is like green, and right now I'm in the building for master's graduate studies. Here you can see everything here. I was just studying in this room, and they started another class here. So yeah, I'll be presenting from here. Let's go back to the slides. Okay. Now, the criteria that I used in order to choose a university for my exchange program are the following. Most importantly, I wanted to create network with people who are also interested in business, and also I paid attention to the educational level of the universities. So, for example, a QS ranking or Financial Times ranking, I checked the the university list of the universities, and then I decided which one suits me most. And also I paid attention to employability after graduation from after graduation from such business schools. Although we are going for exchange, when we want to get employment in a company, the name of the university will be very helpful for us. And also the salary, location, and culture were most of the very important factors when I chose HEC Paris. And about life at the campus, I would say it is very, in one word, it's interactive. It's so interactive that when I started my classes at the campus, I just felt like I was in Harvard Business School. Why? Because we are doing everything. We have pre-class assignments where we work on the cases and make some research on companies, and we meet the CEOs of such companies, and we can discuss the questions that we have. And also in the class, we will have the same discussions with our professor and other students. So all the students would be able not only to learn from one professor, but also from 25 to 30 students in the class. So lastly, it's like always friendly atmosphere here. And you can raise your questions without any doubt that someone is going to think of you low, or you wouldn't worry about criticism here. It's like everyone freely express their opinion. So, and life in Paris basically is a lot more fun from what I have imagined before. Every weekend, the university is organizing picnics, Friday night parties, or wine tasting, and boat trips. Also, it was particularly interesting. They also organized IKEA trips a couple of times, and at the campus there are fields where you can practice sports. And now I would like to go back to showing you around the campus once again. Give me a second. I hope you can see. Can you see my screen right now? So I'm showing the campus of HEC, uh, and we have classes in such classrooms every day. And as you can see, right outside, if you walk through here, it's like always grass around here. And in the middle, they put some chairs, and you can just go there and study. Okay, and we'll go back to the presentation again. All right, and I would recommend you, if you decide to come to HEC to study here in Paris, must do things is to try these things: baguette, of course, and croissant, and seafood, of course. They cook very, very well. And also more tips. When you come here, there will be several student houses, and the one where I'm currently living is called ECLA. And I recommend, if you decide to come here, I recommend you to live in such kind of places. Why? Because most of the exchange students come here and live in such kind of places, and these houses connect all the students together. For example, at the weekends, if I have time, I can go downstairs just to practice, play, and have discussions with my friends on the first floor. And not only that, we can also practice a lot of other stuff, watch football together, or practice piano, or play foosball. And yeah, outside we have fields like we can play football and etc. And some more tips if you decide to come here is like, if you choose France, if you choose HEC Paris, I really, really recommend you to learn French. So it's important. Although the classes are in English, I'm just not talking about the requirements for English language. All the classes are going to be in English language. So C1, C2 level of English is absolutely required. But except for that, also try to learn some French, because outside of studies, you would be spending your time with friends who most often speak French, so it will be very useful. And another advice is have some cash with you, not only in your card. It's important because you cannot use, when you first arrive here, some places do not accept cards. That's why it's useful to have some cash in euros with you. And lastly, don't think too much about asking questions. Don't hesitate to ask any questions when you are around in the city. People are very, very friendly, and yeah, they always try to help. So my advices would be these, and I think that's it. I hope you enjoyed my presentations.
Thank you very much. It was very, very interesting. Guys, please say something. Please say your reactions. What do you think? Anyone interested in HEC Paris? Hello.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So, do you plan to stay there in France? I mean, during your after your graduation, or how do you see your future after graduating?
After graduation, it depends, because recently I started learning French language, and to find a job, finding a job is very dependent on whether you know French language or not. Even though this university is very prestigious, the company requires you to know French language. So if I manage to learn French language, then I will stay here. If not, I will go back to Moscow and I will.
All right, and what's your level right now?
A little above A1.
I'm definitely in your team. Thanks.
I have a question to Zafar.
Yep, go ahead.
So Zafar, we know that the competition to go on exchange program to HEC Paris is extremely high, but you happen to be there not for, well, that was not random, clearly. So please tell us what you did in terms of extracurricular activities to stand out and to actually go on exchange program to the #1 business school in Europe.
Yeah, of course. To be honest, I think it was very challenging for me to get accepted for this school because I had to do a lot of stuff. First of all, I knew that there are several students, like basically all the students in MIM were very outstanding, and I had to do some more stuff in order to differentiate myself from them so I could get selected. So I just decided to focus on the studies and I tried to get excellent marks. So that is first thing that I tried. I wanted to be #1 in the rank rating, and then also I decided to do some extra curricular activities. And it's not because I wanted to go to HEC, but it's also because of that. But most importantly, I wanted to work with international students. That's why I decided to work in GSB Experience 2021. I really recommend it if you guys are studying in MIM or in Graduate School of Business. You can get into English-speaking environment, and you can get to make a new English-speaking friends if you join this GSB Experience 2022, I think. So the thing is, you work with exchange students who are coming to HEC. So it was very interesting for me. That's why I worked on this project. And also I try to be active for MIM for the promotional activities. So these are the things that I try to do.
Okay, great, thank you.
Do you have any more questions? Maybe about campus, accommodation? Visa? Climate? Weather? Come on, don't be shy.
All right, so let me break the silence. What's about the accommodation? Did your host university help you at some point, or it was totally your duty to find something?
The university also helped, but it doesn't allocate the dormitories for students. If you are an exchange student, you will have to find an accommodation for your own. So they recommended some places, and after that we went after those places and made the contract with the owners. So basically it works like a distributor of the students. So we created a chat for all the students who are going to France, and then we helped each other also in order to find places. Right now we are living at ECLA. We came 2 students from MIM to HEC and 2 more students from Graduate School of Business to study in ESCP Business School. They also found this place, not with the help of the universities. Maybe they also recommended, but in most cases, students found them on their own.
All right, I see your point. Thanks.
Okay. Any more questions, or we're going to the last section?
Thank you for all the questions.
Okay, yeah.
See you.
Anyway, don't hesitate to contact the Farjon. So anytime. And the Farjon, thank you so much for showing us the campus. We were really amazed. So have a good day and good studies
Sure.
in Paris. We're looking forward to your successful session at the end. So let us know how it goes.
Thanks a lot. See you.
See ya. Bye. Okay, now we're waiting for our last presenter, and while we're waiting, I just wanted to briefly show you where to look for information about double degree programs. So in the first part, we were talking a lot about exchange programs, and you've heard the successful stories of students who went on exchange. And let's talk now more about the double degree programs. So first of all, just give me a minute to start the demonstration. Okay. So if you would like to apply for a double degree program, we have a specific link on our website. It's in the section of partners and dual degree programs. Dual and double means the same. So for management, we have 3 universities. And for Lancaster University, the application process will only start in the winter, so in 2022. And right now, we do not, we do not display that university as an option for application. But if you consider going to ESCP Business School or HHL Leipzig Graduate School of Management, then you may apply by 24th of September. So ESCP Business School and HHL Leipzig are kind of different, so you will need to read carefully about these 2 business schools, because in terms of ESCP, this program is tuition fee based, and apart from international management, there are other educational programs who may apply. And if we talk about Leipzig Graduate School of Management, this is only for you. This is only for Master in International Management program, and there are no tuition fees, so you do not pay the tuition at HHL. Please mind that there is only 1 spot for the next year. For ECP, we normally try to find from 7 to 10 students, and then we select them here at our internal competition and nominate at ECP Business School. Then you will have an interview with the ECP representatives, and then they decide whether you're accepted to the program or not. There are also prerequisites. In order to study at ECP, you will have to have these courses in your transcript. And if you don't, if you, for example, were doing linguistics or, I don't know, economics before, or something that is not connected to business and management, then you have an option to apply, but pay extra for these courses and maybe fly to the university in advance, maybe like a month or 2 months in advance, so that you could study these courses and complete the point of having the prerequisites in order to finish the master program. Then there are also some points that I wanted to mention. Like I said, the program is tuition fee based, but we have 3 places that are tuition fee waived. So 3 students with the best portfolios will be able to study for free. And for other students, ESCP gives the discount. So at the moment, the tuition fee for the full master's for 1 year costs about 25,000 euros. But you will have this discount of 4,000 euros. This is in terms of our agreement, and this is something that is on the side of the partner university. Plus, you may apply for the Eiffel Scholarship or the French government scholarship. In terms of doing your master's thesis and internship, you can read here. So it is it is a must to do your internship a minimum of 36 weeks to receive their diploma. If you already completed an internship or have relevant work experience, they may count it towards the required 36 weeks, but you have to talk about this with ECP coordinators, and it's best that you do that as soon as possible. Well, of course, when you are accepted to the program, not before that. And in terms of your master's thesis, you may prepare and defend 1 or 2. One you defend at HEC University here, and then ECP may they may count your thesis, and they do not ask you to write a second thesis at their university, but if you wish, you can also do that. Then there is a point of administrative fees. If you are enrolling in this Master in International Management program, you will have to pay the required administrative fees. They may be, like, these numbers may be changed subject to partner university, but because you will be enrolled as a full-time master student, and the master's program is the duration of the program is 2 years, you will have to pay the administrative fees twice. This is like the condition for you to receive a diploma at the end. Well, how this distributes, again, you may either read this on the website of ECP, or you may ask the student who will be presenting next about this. Okay, and about the scholarship. So if you just go on the website, normally ESCP Business School is the one that helps you to apply. If you can see, the deadline for applications is normally January. So December, January is the time when you are preparing all of the documents. So unfortunately, you will not know whether you receive your scholarship or not by maybe March or April. So this is quite a long time. And if you're not sure that you will be okay financially without the scholarship, then we ask you to consider other programs, because we do not guarantee that you will receive an Eiffel scholarship, unfortunately. About accommodation, there is no in-dormitory campus or student residences option, but you can go on, some additional websites like the Platform for International Students. Have a look there. Well, maybe in some private sector. It is called Cité Internationale Universitaire de Paris. So this is something that is like, typically American campus with a lot of buildings. And if you want to see what it looks like, on our YouTube channel, we have one student who was filming a video showing the student residence in Cité Universitaire. Then if you would like to apply, you need to do so by 24th of September, and you will need to prepare certain documents. So you will need to have the translation of your diploma. You will need to write a letter of motivation, your CV, proof of proficiency, again, B2 level, remember your minimum, reference from the place of internship or work, confirmation of international experience. International experience is anything that's connected when you were living abroad or working for an international company. Recommendation letter from the place of study, so it's from here, from HEC University, and recommendation letter from the place of work. So this is your basic package, and then if you would like to extend your portfolio, you could add extra certificates about extracurricular activities. So you may take a look at the Russian page. We extended it a little bit, again, with the criteria of your extracurricular activities. So it's the same as for the scholarship. And this is just how you may get your application stronger. And well, I think basically that's it. So when you applied, you will wait until we announce the results. Those will be the preliminary results if we would like to add you on the list of the candidates who will be interviewed. And then after the interview, maybe you will know if you were accepted by the end of November, I think. So something like that. And the last thing that I wanted to say is about HHL Leipzig. So it's very, very different from ECP, and the requirements are much higher. So please mind that if you do not have IELTS or TOEFL and GMAT exam, unfortunately, we will not be able to consider your application. Your IELTS score must be no less than 7.0, and your GMAT result must be no less than 600 points. So you may read all extra information here. So the program, again, well, the duration of the program is 1 year. You may choose 2 tracks. So it's a Master in Management program or MBA. Depending on the program, you may choose when you start your studies. Then prerequisites. Usually they ask you to have at least a bachelor degree in business or economics, or additionally some working experience. Maybe you were doing internships, that counts. That is if we talk about Master in Management program. If you would like to apply for MBA program, then it's okay if you have your previous bachelor degree in any area, but then you have to have at least 3 experience of work in any field. Okay, internship is not compulsory in order to receive a diploma. And you will need to prepare and defend a master thesis at HEC University, so just one. Okay, Sanjar is here. Okay, great. So I will be very, very quick. Right, so guys, everything you would like to find out is written on our website. The documents are the same. Application is before September 24th. And now I am going to pass the word to Sanjar because he has very, very little time. So Sanjar, please tell us about your experience.
So first of all, thanks a lot for giving me this opportunity to see you all again. And most importantly, I'm super excited to see new students here coming. And of course, I'm super excited to see you, Alona, and some others, by the way, but without cameras. Yeah, it's a great pleasure for me because we haven't seen each other for this vacations period at least. So, well, yeah, Daria Maximovna, very proud to see you. Hello. Yeah, and I'm sorry, colleagues, my time is limited today, but I'm always available, so we can also meet on weekends. Just talk to you face to face, no problems with that. But today I have a class in 15 minutes, so several things to tell. Yeah, now I'm a student at ESCP and also at HEC, so this is kind of a dual degree program. There are many programs at GSB, so we got dual degree and exchange. So I guess you've already been told about that. And now I would like to tell you something about my experience, maybe. So prepare just 2 slides for you. So first of all, I would like to show you some pictures of ESCP, the university I'm studying at. So this is a business school, basically, which is located in Paris, but it has 6 campuses, and it is super international. So more than half of all students are international. And what is necessary is that it is not academic, but it is more about business specialization, and that was one of the main criteria for me, and exactly that's why I've selected the ECP. So here we can see that the campus of our university, it is quite beautiful, but what is noticeable here is that it was actually established in 1820. So it is one of the oldest business schools in the world. So that's the fact I also highly appreciate. And also I decided to share my personal experience with you and to share maybe 4 main recommendations of how to get there. So on the left side, you can see some incentives, right? Paris atmosphere, to visit Paris, student life there, which is also quite fancy and interesting, but that's going to happen anywhere you are. And today here we also have Marat, a friend of mine. He has traveled the whole Europe, so he has even more pictures than I have. And so here we got 4 main steps, and I do highly believe in those 4 steps, and I think that they're super important. So step number 1 is you have to find what you love. So like it is so necessary to find the university you want to go for. And for this reason, you need to understand what you want to do in the future. So that's really important. Not like you're taking the decision of which university to select right here in the moment. But it really depends on your further plans, right? So there are many things why you can choose that or this university. So you maybe at this moment you want to relax. So it's better to go to Madrid. It's better to go to Italy, right? So sunny places. Maybe you want to study something academic. So you have to better look at some German universities. Maybe you would like to study something related to business. Well, you have to look for business schools maybe. So it really depends on what you want. If you are going to do your PhD, also choose something which is closer to PhD. So at this point, what you can do is you can open the list of available universities and look what differentiates each university, and also look for global ratings and understand where they perform well. So maybe this is academic area, or maybe this is business area. So find what you really need. And also don't burn bridges. That means that you need some strategy, right? There is a competition for getting to that or this university, but there are plenty of opportunities. So make some hedging, so make some diverse decision. Select 2-3 universities, do your best, try each opportunity. So you can go to university level, you can go to a program level, go to GSB level. So very different levels, very different opportunities. But the main thing is that your target could be achieved through very different ways, and that's what you have to consider. And also your so-called portfolio. In terms of assets portfolio. So like your choice of universities, it should be diverse as well, because the competition is quite high. So that was also the case. That was also the case for me. So I selected several universities, although I knew the university I wanted to study, but also I had very different very different selection. So, and step number 2 is to make up a smart plan, right? So basically, what you need to do is to understand all requirements necessary for this or that university. So make your plan smart. Like you should know. So you know this SMART goal, I guess, right? If you don't, please Google that. But basically, the idea is that your idea should be measurable, right? Should be in time, should be appropriate, should be real. So your plan should also be smart. So like plan your time, plan all your assets you have right now, how you are going to cover all the demands, all the requirements that are there in the portfolio to get there. Hello. So what you should do is to prepare the best solution for each required item. So if they ask you to provide a CV, so make it customized, make CV for each particular university you're applying for, or make it unique so that it would fit with each and every university. If you're writing a motivational letter, don't just take your old motivational letter. Take the new one and prepare that so that it would work. So yeah, and that's how you reach the stage number 3, which is to propose the best available portfolio. So as it was discussed here, you have to cover all requirements. So if you don't have some of the requirements, so please use this time that you have in order to include it into your strategy, include it to your plan to cover all those aspects that you haven't done yet. For instance, maybe you haven't passed IELTS yet, so make decision, prepare for the exam, take the exam, or maybe maybe you don't have enough recommendation letters. So you have to do well at your courses, at your lectures, and then to ask a professor to recommend you to that or these particular programs. And also the university life is also important, right? It is also considered. So focus on that as well. Participate, take part in clubs, take part in some social activities. You can become a body, for instance. You can also organize some your own clubs. You can establish that, feel free, but create value as well, right? So you should make sense, and that is actually what is also mentioned in fact number 3. So that you should be some kind of exceptional, right? You have to differentiate from other participants, and that is really important. So, but at the same moment, you have to stay academic. Don't forget this. So you shouldn't make some silly stuff. Stay academic, but try to show your differentiation. Try to show your exclusiveness. So the final stage is to accept the result. So you should wait for it, but don't lose your time. You can also apply for another programs. You can also look for an internship. So while waiting for your result, I really recommend you not to lose your time. So accept the result and try to get a feedback. So whether the result is positive or negative, try to understand what was right, what was wrong, and in order to improve your application, because you can apply for it each semester, right? So if you didn't succeed at your first time, so no worries, there are a lot of opportunities, even more than enough. So just prepare your next application. And what is really important is to learn. So maybe you should try to get some feedback. So we got this international center. You can always visit that place, and you can always ask what would be better to do. And you can always get some feedbacks. So it is all available. You can also ask students that have already succeeded. You can ask for particular examples as well. So, and yeah, continue moving forward to what you planned initially. Yeah, and so basically these are 4 steps that would help you on your way. And I also would like to tell something more about myself, what differentiated me. So basically, I graduated from a very nice program at HEC. Yeah, that was a bachelor's program, so that was kind of well known. and I also did well during my studies, especially during my first semester. And I also received recommendational letters from professors, from international professors as well. And I also think that it was important to create more value. So I personally settled like GSB body program. So what is important here is that, of course, there was a body program at Higher School of Economics, but GSB as a new institution at HEC, it didn't have some special body program. So what I did is that helped. So we created a team and we were working with international students. And also many of you might have already visited our ambassadors program. And so ambassadors program also was created with me and my colleagues. So basically what we tried to do is to fulfill this part, which was the university life, right? So you can see all the criteria, and among these criteria you can find university life. But this criteria was lacking in my particular story. So so in my case, I decided to improve that, and I founded several clubs, and also I founded some chess club as well at our university. So not a club, but like chess corners. So basically, just created some facilities for students to play chess because I personally love them. So yeah, I really recommend you to create a lot of value during your studies. So first of all, you can practice. Like doing an entrepreneurship is the same like doing good in your clubs, at your university clubs, right? So you can either create your startup or you can also take part. Yeah. Just a moment. Have a good class, everyone. So, yeah. Sorry for this inconvenience. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
All right, perfect. Yeah. Well, yeah, basically that's what you need. You have to be very active, and it is very noticeable, right? So you have to be very good in all aspects. So like in your academic aspect, right? So prepare some really nice theses, prepare good works, have excellent marks, get recommendations, and also you have to be diverse. So not only in academic but also in other aspects. So you can be a sportsman as well. Yeah. So you can participate in university's life through a sports as well. So maybe you're gonna settle a new sport, or you're gonna achieve something in other sports. For instance, we got our friend Kuzma, and Kuzma was really good in rowing. So he started to visiting HEC rowing, which is, I think, it is really great. And also, I think that he also mentioned that in his portfolio. So now he studies with me here as well. So try to be very active in all aspects. So use all of your opportunities. Because like right now I'm here at ESCP, and I want also to notice that it is excellent university, right? But also HEC, it gives you everything what you need. So basically you already have everything what you need. And what differs these two places is that it is another country, it is another culture, but still opportunities are excellent at HEC. So we cannot say the same that like average France equals to average Russia, but we can definitely say that average business school in Europe equals to HEC. So you already have a lot to learn, a lot to study, and these are basics that I would like to share with you. And you may feel free to reach me. We can contact on weekends. We can create the same club, and I can answer your personal questions if you have. Yeah, thank you so much.
Sanjar, thank you so much. Just a very quick question. Did you get an Eiffel scholarship?
Not actually, because for Eiffel scholarship, you have to work a lot as well, right? And I know why I didn't get that. So first of all, the competition is very high, and it is difficult to receive the Eiffel scholarship. And I was eligible to apply, and of course I applied, but only a few people from our group that is studying at ECP received this scholarship. And one of the main criteria was the connection between you and the university you are studying and the country you are going to. So like you have to be really connected with Paris or with France if you are going to study in France. And one of our mates, I guess it is Svetlana. So she received the scholarship, and the fact that she was working a lot for French companies, for instance, L'Oréal and Publicis Group. So she worked in both companies, and both companies were French. And also, I think that she had some level of French, which is also important. So basically, in order to receive EFL scholarship, you should be really good in relations with the friends. But that's not a problem. We got our GSB scholarship. So if you back in scholarship, you may ask for GSB support. And for some programs, it is available. Well, that's about the scholarship. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, feel free. So I think that I can answer maybe a few questions, maybe 3-4 questions, if there are.
Guys, do you have any questions?
All right, that's not a problem. I'm gonna text my mail right here in the chat. So yeah, you can easily contact me, and we can make some meetings with the guys. No problem about that. What is more interesting is that I can also call all my colleagues. So there will be some other students from other universities. So we will try to answer your questions as well. Yeah, and don't hesitate to call your friends from other programs as well if they have any questions. Yeah, it is very simple to organize, right? We are living in this the world of open everything, open internet, open world, and so on. Yes, Olga, I had already work experience, and that was pretty impressive, in my opinion. So I worked for consulting companies. So I worked for Strategy Partners, which is the biggest consulting company in Russia. I worked for PwC, which is a global network. And I also received some recommendation letter from them. So if you have your working experience, and if it is connected to the world, so if it is international, it is much better for you, and you can get a recommendation letter, and it will help you as well, right? But if you don't have working experience, so maybe you still have time to prepare that, or you can have another experience that could substitute that, right? So I always say that, like, try to look at the requirements and try to prepare the best fitting one in your portfolio. So if it is a bit another but somehow related to, it is still eligible. So maybe you were doing a project at university. Maybe that was not your work, but you were doing a really interesting project at university. And if it was meaningful, and if in your opinion that is significant, what you can do is you can ask for a recommendation letter or for some certificate, or just to make one pager that tells about this project in theses, maybe some pictures even. So that's how you can also show what you've done. Yeah, basically, commission is not some kind of very high institution which you cannot understand. These are just same people as us, and they're trying to make the best decision, trying to open opportunities for everyone. So what you have to do is to show what differentiates you from others. So someone was working maybe someone was working on Wall Street, the other person was making a research for Harvard. So two excellent people, right? But they were doing something different. So for instance, I also applied for one university. I applied for Antwerp University, but for the whole of my life, I've been moving towards business. And Antwerpen is not business school. It is related to business, but I didn't really try my best to apply for it. And there was a stipend at that place. But I didn't really work hard when I was applying for it, and I just sent all my old materials there, and I was not accepted. So I was not really nominated to this Antwerp University. And the reason for that is that I didn't customize my application. Although I had strong enough facts about me, right? My previous experience, international certificates, case championships, like strong bachelors, but I didn't show that all in a nice way. So what you have to do is you have to work over your portfolio. You have to create it, and then you have to also present it in the best way. So customize for the requirements. Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, I definitely
Thank
answered.
you again for your amazing presentation. We're very happy to see you in the walls of ESCP Business School. We wish you a very good academic year. Yes, wow.
You can see that it is very old. So like stairs are like this. So as at school, you know. To be honest, HEC campus is much better, is much more comfortable, much more facilitated. But here there is just another atmosphere. I really do love our library much more. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Sanjar. If you have to run, it's okay. Yeah, I think students can send you an email or contact us for any questions. So, okay, thank you again.
Yeah, thank you so much and have a nice evening. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, so this is probably the end of our webinar. Did you guys like it?
Yep. Yes, it was very helpful. Thank you. Can we ask questions?
Yeah, of course. I actually tried to answer some of your questions in the chat. I think I answered all of them, but yeah, you may ask any questions now as well. Yes.
I don't know if you know that or not, but currently our program is applying a policy that artificially deflates the marks, which means that the highest mark we can possibly get is 8, not a 10. And as I understand, when we're applying for those scholarships and exchange programs, we are competing with other students from other programs. And obviously in this case, like, do we have a disadvantage because the highest mark we can get is an 8? And also I read that on the scholarship page that it says that we're eligible for it only if our grades are above 8. And obviously ours can't be above 8. So is this going to be a problem?
Yeah, well, I've heard about this, but you see, the thing is, your first year students and all of the master students who are on their first year will be competing without the ranking. That is number one. Number two, if we talk about scholarships, we will only be looking at those applications in December. So by that time, we will see more well, the picture will be definitely bigger, so we will understand what ranking you have and what portfolio you have as well. And then if we talk about, you know, the competition of all programs of Graduate School of Business, I don't think this is the case where you will be at the same pool as the students with the ranking, because we understand that you are first year students. So we have different selection of universities. We know what universities are better for Master in International Management program. We know that your exchange is compulsory, so we have the ratio of, you know, taking students, maybe some of them to the double degree programs and some of them to the exchange programs. And then on a case-by-case basis, sometimes we offer you summer or winter schools as well.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any more questions? Daria, would you like to say a few words?
Well, actually, just one remark, because I already signed not several, but around 10 application forms. Guys, please be very careful with the head of the application form. So the name of the faculty is Graduate School of Business, not Economics, because I saw so many versions and I'm really surprised that you don't actually know where you are studying at. So the number of the program is the common mistake, and be careful, as Alona stressed, please be careful with the dates of your mobility, because these dates will be reflected in the order of your mobility, and we should be aware as a study office when your mobility starts officially and when it ends up. I think that's all from me. So I'm ready to get your application forms, and I'm ready to give you consultations on ISPs. So matching different courses with our MIM courses. This is very tricky procedure, but we all have to do this.
Thank you, Daria, very much. Guys, again, just a brief remark from me. Questions about the courses, that is to Daria. Questions about your application, partner university, visa, and things connected to studying abroad, that is to us, to International Office. So please just divide between your queries so that you're in the right place to get your answer. Marat, who is currently with us as well and was on a mobility program, says that he can show a few slides too. Okay, Marat, of course we can give you some time.
Hi, would you like to see those slides right now or later? Like, if it's not, I'm ready to present right now.
Yeah, you can present right now, absolutely.
Just a second, I'll upload the file.
Please just tell guys also which program you were studying and why you went on an exchange to this particular university, and when you came back as well.
Yeah, just a second. I tried to open the file, but let me just a second. Do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Sorry, like it will be in this way, I guess. Just a second, I'll try. Maybe. Now is better?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would like to tell a few words about my exchange. Last semester, I went to University of Antwerp in Belgium and spent there the entire semester. So some of my students, some of my friends decided to go for the exchange on the second level of our program, but I decided to do so on the first level. And that's I prepared a few slides more about traveling rather than studies, because I went there more to explore Europe, to see the culture, to meet new people, and explore other countries as well. So that's why I prepared these slides for you, and more about travel life hacks that possibly will help you to explore more countries during your exchange. Especially if you go to Europe, it would be very easy for you to explore not only one country, but a few at least. So as this slide basically says that everybody in MIM group will go for either for the exchange program or double degree program, and you all will need somehow advices and tips that will help you to reduce the budget during your exchange, because even though you get a scholarship, it will only partially cover your stay abroad. So a few words about myself and why I decided to give you these tips, because I have lived in 4 countries, in Uzbekistan, in Russia, in the United States, and in Belgium. I know a lot about aviation. That's actually my sphere of expertise. I have traveled a lot, and right now I live in Moscow and I work for Lufthansa company. And and I also am the one who won the scholarship, the Erasmus Plus scholarship during the exchange. And this is the countries I have been to. So 47 countries I have visited in my life. I have lived in 4 countries, as I told you, in Uzbekistan, in Russia, in Belgium, and in the United States. If we talk about the United States, I have seen more than half of the states. I have visited 27 US states, but lived only in San Antonio, Texas. You can see the small icon on the Texas state. That's exactly where I spent more than 2 years. So now we come to the tips. So if you go for the exchange and you are a full-time student, you can get discounts for your airplane tickets. So as you can see on this slide, Turkish Airlines, for example, offer those discounts for students. You just press the button as a student and you look for tickets, and not as an adult, but rather than a student, and you can get up to 70% of discounts. And you can also get 40 kilograms of luggage if you buy just the economy class tickets, and free changes for your flights if you want to change the date. But cancellation is not free, but cheaper. I'm not sure exactly how much you will pay if you cancel the flight, but it's better to just to change it for free to another date. That's the example what you can possibly benefit on as a student on the Turkish Airlines website. As you can see, I just basically show you the example. From Luxembourg to Moscow, the regular price was 564 euros, but as a student you can buy the same ticket with more luggage just for 170 euros. So it's a good discount, and I recommend you to use it. So coming back to tickets, if you are in Europe, I recommend you to fly with Ryanair, because they offer very cheap flights. Like I traveled to 10 countries just for 5 euros each flight, so it's like almost free. I would say it's free, 5 euros for each country. And yes, they don't offer any food or drinks or water, but still you can manage to get from one point to another for 5 euros. So you can check for their promotions on their official website or on the application. Yeah, if you travel in Europe, and you know Europe is pretty small, and you can travel with the bus. The most popular company that offers this kind of trips is Flixbus. The same 5 euros starting price for most of the journeys. I traveled with Flixbus to Italy, to France, to Netherlands, and during my exchange in spring, I have visited 11 countries. So I not only studied during the exchange, but also traveled. And talking about hostels, hotels, and accommodation, I would recommend you to use booking.com, because it offers some discounts for its members. For example, you can see on this web slide that for me, booking.com gives up to 15% of discounts. Sometimes it's even 30%. Free breakfast and free upgrades if it's possible. So I usually go with booking.com. And maybe booking.com or Airbnb. So another option is Airbnb that offers discounts for members as well if you stay with them for a while, like a few trips with Airbnb. So a reliable company, a lot of options for accommodation. Sometimes booking is cheaper, sometimes Airbnb is cheaper. You need to somehow to check this the prices and decide what's better. So it depends on where you go. And they sometimes send you coupons that you can use for your travels. And yeah, sometimes they even give you museum visits for free. Like I got a few museum visits for free just because I use Airbnb. So, and if you go for the exchange, you would most likely go for different museums, and you always need to check that students can get up to 100% discount. So they can get a free ticket for most of museums in Europe. Sometimes you need to make a reservation because during the pandemic, the capacity of museums is limited, but it's not a problem. It's like 1 minute deal. You go to the website, you make a reservation, it's free, and you get a QR code and you just go there. So it saves you a lot of money, and yeah, it saves you time because you just choose the right time and you go there. So I have been to Louvre, for example, Prada, Louvre in Paris, Prada in Madrid, Vatican Museum, Venice museums. So a lot of museums I have visited, and I never paid anything. Like they all were free for me. And so if you would like to ask me questions, these are my contacts, and you either contact me or my friend Zafar, and we will be happy to help you.
Marat, thank you very much for your presentation. I really hope it was helpful to the newbies. So guys, do you have any questions? Marat, can I ask you to copy your email and put it in the chat box?
Of course, of course.
Thanks. I suppose we're wrapping up our webinar. So the last chance to ask any questions you have to Marat.
Will you go through the chat?
Yeah.
I wanted to ask a question about Erasmus scholarship. Was it like difficult to get it?
There was like a competition for all students, not only from MIM group, but also from Graduate School of Business. So I would say it was a tough competition, and there was only one scholarship last semester for master degree, master level students. So I was lucky to get the only scholarship that was available. If you ask me how many people applied, as I remember, like 18 or 20 people applied for the scholarship.
Oh, it's great. Thank you. Maybe I'll ask some question a little bit later.
Okay, Marat, Are you happy about your exchange in general?
Absolutely. I fulfilled all my dreams and aims for this exchange, even more. So I have met more than 100 of new friends from more than 20 countries. We had a lot of fun. Basically, every single weekend, my friends and I went to another country or another city. We never stayed in Antwerp. So that's why we used all the opportunities that we had.
That sounds really nice.
Yeah, the only problem that happened to me last semester is that I had to do PCR test all the time. I did like maybe 27 PCR tests, 27, 28 PCR tests for during the semester, because last semester students were not offered the vaccine. So I had to do either PCR or just wait at home. So and PCR tests in Belgium were free usually. So most of the times I never paid. But I did pay once I did this test abroad. Maybe I did a few tests in Spain and Italy. They were not free, but if you are in Belgium, tests are free.
Murat, actually, I have one more question. Some students ask, how is it to cross the border if you are a Russian student? So is it okay, or are there any problems on the, customs?
Do you mean crossing the European Union border or once you are inside of the European Union?
Once you're inside.
If once you're inside, there are no borders in the European Union. I honestly tell you, I did 27 PCR tests during the semester. Never, not even a single time people or officials checked it. So I traveled to 11 countries and sometimes even a few times to the same place, to Paris or Netherlands. Never, nobody checked. They just say, welcome to Spain, welcome to Italy, welcome to France, and they never checked. So basically, I never showed my passport after I crossed the European Union border in January. So I never used my passport till July, till the end of June, once I left it. So basically, you don't need a passport. They never checked it.
And when you were flying in January, was it okay?
In January, once I came, they even didn't check the PCR test. So they just said, okay, do this home quarantine. Please be responsible and take care of yourself, but they never checked.
Okay.
So if you're talking some different rules apply in different countries. So Belgium is more relaxed in terms of restrictions. But if you go to Germany or Austria or France, some other rules can be applied. So I'm not sure how everything is going on there. I just can say that if you are a exchange student or double degree student, you will get a permanent resident card in one of the European countries. And after you get this card, you don't need any passports. So that's the only document you need. It's just a regular plastic ID. So it will be your passport for the entire semester or entire double degree program.
Okay, Marat, thank you so much for your presentation. Even though we would love to hear more, I think, guys, if you have any more individual questions, you could email or, agree on another phone call or something. But we were talking for more than 2 hours. I think it's really time to wrap it up. So thanks a lot. And well, Marat, we wish you good luck with your program here at HSC, and thank you again.
Thank you very much.
Bye. Okay, some of you asked me about the questions in the chat box. Like I said, I went through all of them and I answered, but if you have some additional questions, just ask me out loud. I think maybe about 5 minutes for the question section will be enough.
All right, so I have a question about our extracurricular activities. Will it be relevant to present something that is 2 years old, or what's the time period you expect to see?
Well, usually we understand that right now you cannot show your extracurricular activities, even though Sanjar was telling you a lot about what he did. And, you know, the thing is that he was also applying in September or October last year. So there is still a huge chance to do something here by the application deadline, but maybe it will work more with Lancaster, not ECP. So yeah, we will consider the activities maybe from last year. So if they're 2 years long, that is a very good question. So as far as I remember, your educational director, Anna Dinarda, said that we will consider only last year achievements. Does that make sense?
At some point.
Well.
All right. I mean,
so 1 year. 1 year.
I see. No problem.
Right. So if you have some questions left, but you don't want to do it here, you can go on our website and book an online meeting with me. I'm always the one who does all of the consultations online. If you don't want to meet in Zoom, please email me or my colleagues. We are always here for you. And if you're on campus, we're looking forward to seeing you in person. We are in room 4301 on Shabelovki campus. So feel free to drop in. We're working from 9:30 to 6:30 from Monday to Friday. So please just don't expect us to answer you on Saturday, on Sunday. These are not working hours. So thank you guys very much for joining this webinar today. That's it. Have a good evening. Good luck with your applications. And well, I will see you some other time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dear colleagues, thank you very much for this very informative presentation and for our second year students, their impressions. So I hope this was very useful to you all and many questions are cleared up. I'm waiting for your applications and for drafts of ISP. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.